What's going on, everyone? It's Jamie here from Shopify Masterclass, and today we'll be taking a look at your dropshipping refund policy or your return policy. So we're going to go over what you need to include in it, what things to think of, and what things you want to be avoiding. So make sure you stay to the end of the video here, as returns are something that you don't really want to think about when setting up your dropshipping store, but are extremely important when customers are going through the purchasing process. And you want to have a policy in place so when a customer wants to return something or has received a defective item, you have a set standard of procedures on how to deal with it. Before I dive into it, I just want to thank our sponsor, ProfitCalc, the one-click profit calculator app available on the Shopify App Store. It comes with a 15-day free trial, and there's a link in the description below. And it's going to allow you to skip those spreadsheets and get back to growing your business. I'm going to show a quick video now detailing their full feature set.
Discover ProfitCalc, the affordable and easy to set up Shopify app that crunches your numbers in just one click. It automatically syncs with all your accounts and expenses to calculate your profit, displaying everything in an easy to read dashboard so you understand your business in real time. Start for free on the Shopify App Store today.
So let's dive into your dropshipping refund policy and let's go over several items you need to consider. And then we're going to go over some examples of what different companies do. So in terms of your refund policy, there are going to be 3 sections. There are going to be return items, defective items, and credit card chargeback. Return items, this is going to be when a customer receives a product. The product is working correctly, it's what they ordered, but for whatever reason, they want to send this product back. What you want to make sure you set up is in your policy, you want to say how long the customer can wait. Is it 30 days or is it 60 days after they've purchased the product? Is it 30 days after they've received the product? Realistically, it should be after they've received the product, as sometimes dropshipping shipping times can take a long time depending on where it's shipped to. And if your refund policy was 30 days after purchase and it took 35 days to receive the item, that's not really fair to the consumer there. So most likely you're going to want to set it to when the customer receives the item. You can have other conditions in there. Can the item be opened, or does it just simply have to be in new condition? For dropshipping returns too, they can be a little more complicated if a customer wants to return something. Is you ship this from a different address, unless you're using a service that has a return center that items can be sent to. If you're just dropshipping off AliExpress, you can decide to have the customer return it to you. You may simply not offer returns, you can just offer exchanges, as you don't want to deal with the hassle of returns. So it is something else you want to consider is, do you even want to have returns in general for your dropshipping products? The next thing would be, do you charge return shipping? Some stores do have free shipping and free returns. They might also pay for shipping and returns. I know when I had a dropshipping store, I initially set it up with free shipping returns, which ended up being a big and costly mistake for me. I had customers sometimes order quite a few items, see which ones they like, and then return everything. And I had to pay for return shipping. And I ended up with a bunch of dropship goods that I didn't really need in the first place. So that was expensive. So that's something else you want to consider. Next thing you want to consider is defective items. So with dropshipping, it's hard to guarantee the quality of goods. Unless you're working with a reputable supplier, there are many times when you can get goods delivered to your customers that are not up to par with what you would expect the quality to be. The item could be broken, mislabeled, or just very poor quality that is returned. This can be especially true if you're dropshipping some cheaper products off AliExpress. You do want to look at the reviews, but sometimes the production quality isn't up to par, and so you should have it written down what you do if there is a defective item. What you most likely want to do is simply replace that item or give the customer a refund, as the goods are defective, and that's not really the customer's fault there. This really leads into the last point, and that's credit card chargebacks. So a credit card chargeback is when a customer is submitting a complaint through their credit card company that either the goods weren't effective, they didn't receive them. And so this probably fall under the goods that are defective. And this can be expensive for you, as you not only have to give the customer a refund, but there's going to be a $15 or $20 charge on top of that for processing the credit card dispute. And they can take a lot of time to process, sometimes in that 3 to 6 month range. Plus, you're going to have to fill out information on what the customer received, that it was good quality, and that can take up time as well. And you want to be avoiding credit card chargebacks, as this isn't going to look good for your process payment accounts, as if you have too many, you could get your account disabled. So these are 3 things we looked at for your refund policy. Next, let's dive into some examples. So the first example we'll look at is Gymshark. They sell fitness apparel, and if we go to their help section, they have a returns and refund section. And so they organize this into a bunch of different articles, making it easy for you to find exactly what you're looking for. Having a really good refund policy section on your website can also make it easier on your customer support team There's going to be less queries to answer as the customers can get the information themselves. First, let's take a look at the return policy here. So we can see that products must be returned within 30 days of receiving the order. We can also see that Gymshark also requires that products must be unworn and unwashed with tags still attached. They also have details concerning which countries can have items returned or exchanged. We can see exchanges are currently available for the following stores here, and there's currently exchanges not available for other following stores in Norway, the rest of the world, and Switzerland. Again, they're stating this must be within 30 days, and they have criteria on if it can be exchanged for a different size, and it can, but it can't be a different item. So overall, they have criteria concerning the countries, what can be done, and the time period, all things you want to consider in your own refund policy for your dropshipping store. Next, let's take a look at Rosa Miss. It's a dropshipping store here, or at least it has been labeled as one. If we take a look at their return policy, we can see it lasts 30 days. They go from 30 days since your purchase, and following that, they're not going to offer any refunds or exchanges. They say that the item must be unused and in the same condition you received it. It can also be in the original packaging. So they're going to say which goods are exempt from it. In situations where you're also going to get a partial refund, as with different books or CDs and DVDs, they're going to detail where you have to ship the item to, where exchanges are possible, and also how the credit will be applied to your account and when it will be applied if your refund is approved. So overall, covering quite a few details there so that the customer completely understands the conditions in which they can return an item. Next, let's take a look at Meowington's and their return policy. We can see they do free returns and exchanges if you are not 100% satisfied with your purchase. If you want to exchange, you'll receive another accessory of your choice that will be shipped to you free of charge. They want to create a really good shopping experience for the customer. This is going to exclude certain products, and full refunds are going to be given as long as a return request is communicated in under 15 days of receiving the order. So they give timelines for returns and exchanges, and also stating which products are going to be included. They're also going to say that clearance items are not included for returns or exchanges, as well as different details here, and they do state that free returns are in the United States only. So again, they covered the time period in which you can return something, which items are available to be returned, and also which country it's going to apply to. They also give a process on how the exchange works. So you simply see you have to email the customer team, fill out your return form, and then send it back in, making the process very easy. So overall, again, with the other policies, it's again going to be making it clear on your return policy and your refund policy, and if you do exchanges, where it applies to, the durations. So you really want to include as much information as possible to make it easy for the customer. So this concludes the video on the dropshipping refund policy. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would love it if you hit that like and subscribe button below. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Also, I want to mention our sponsor Profit Calc again, the one-click profit calculator app available on the Shopify App Store. And there's a link in the description below to access a 15-day free trial. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.